Let's move on to a show where I'm pretty sure you will not have a problem with the music, and this is The Who's Tommy. Now, if you are familiar with the score for The Who's Tommy and you don't like it, fast forward, shut off the TV, or go to a different website, don't bother. I don't think this is going to change your mind. This is music and lyrics, of course, by Peter Townsend. Book by Peter Townsend, but also by Des McAnuff, who directed it originally on Broadway and is repeating the same chore here. And I have to say, he doesn't let anybody rest. You get on, you see it, it's very abstract, but it's very kinetic. Everybody is always doing something. And this is the story of a young boy. His father comes back from the war unexpectedly because
they think he's dead.
They think he's dead.
Right.
There is an incident in the house, and it traumatizes him, so he is deaf, dumb, blind. In addition, this is not a great family. I think the parents really have to take stock of the relatives because he is sexually abused by an uncle. They send him out with one of his cousins who just totally irresponsible, but the silver lining is while he's out with the cousin, he discovers pinball, and he becomes a celebrity.
He feels the vibrations, and he's able to play the best games in the world. And suddenly he goes from being a poor kid to becoming a very rich person. And he shares the money with the cousin, and he shares the money with his family. And he doesn't know what's going on. He's just playing pinball. Again, he's not there. You know, you can't get into that.
But then miraculously he is there, and they're there.
Well, what happens?
Well, he keeps looking at this mirror. And his mother says, now how exactly he is sensing the mirror when he can't see it or feel it?
He was standing by the mirror, and you could feel it on the wall.
I guess.
He was standing there when he was put into this shock.
Right, but he never touches the mirror, so
Well, we don't need to see him do that to know that.
But the bottom line is, Mommy smashes the mirror, he gets his senses back, and then it's a whole other journey. Now this is less, at times, a story as vignettes, you know, different stories that happen at different times. So it's not a comprehensive story per se.
Okay, well, what you need to know is, of course, that it came out as an album.
Yes.
It was a concert. It was never a story. They made the story, so they had to try to find a story, just the first jukebox musical, right? Except that they called it a rock opera. And so they found this story. When they did it the first time, it was all about the pinball and the lights. I didn't see it, but I know about it. Everybody always talked about it, and I didn't see it. So now it's all about the emotional story. Most of their chorus and whatnot are dressed in black, and they're like ninjas, and they move in specific ways to tell the story. They tell the story of the war, they tell the story of father coming home, they tell the story of this or that. And it's fascinating to me to watch them. It's like it's Chiron, you know, it's like a separate thing going on. They're doing one thing over here, and they're doing something else over here. But the music, of course, is spectacular, just spectacular. And the casting is very good. Ali Louise Bourgeois is the older Tommy, and two little girls play the younger Tommy, and they are thrown around like rag dolls during the show. I wonder for their health. I wonder if it's, you know, if equity is allowing it, obviously. So, and the mother is played by Alison Luff, and the father is played by Adam Jacobs, who was the original Aladdin. And boy, has he matured. Anyway, they play the husband and wife, and they really love each other. They're not the bad guys in this. Unfortunately, the father does kill the other guy.
Well, the father comes home. The wife, thinking him dead, is taken up with another man. This man just suddenly gets violent, both to her and to him, and he doesn't really have a choice. It's either him or the other guy, and that's why he's acquitted.
Right.
But it's still traumatic.
Yes,
and then there's John Ambrosino as the uncle who, as was often the case back then, kind of gets off scot-free.
Yes, well, we didn't know about diddling, did we, in those days? So, you know.
We did. We just kept it under our hats.
Talk about it, right.
So your conclusion?
I think it's brilliant of Des McAnuff to come back to the story and try to find a whole new way to tell it. I think I would have preferred the pinball machine and the lights, quite honestly. I'll say 3.5.
Okay. I kind of concur. Trying to remember the past production. I wish that they had more of, it's the pinball machine is just like
The kinetic.
a table thing, so they really
Yeah.
don't. They really don't show it, and especially these days when people might not necessarily know what a pinball machine is.
True. That's true.
But I did enjoy the evening, and
Yeah.
if you're a fan of the score, go see it.
By the way, I love the movie. The movie is more like the movie is like nothing you've ever seen, and that's something you ought to see. And it's like the vignettes that you talk about, much more like the vignettes.